Have you ever spent the winter in your camper? In the snow? Below freezing? In the cold? Hi, I'm Steve Turtle and I'm a work camper. This is a channel about Jill and me, our adventures, our travels, and a whole lot of work camper stuff. If you're a work camper or you're dreaming to become a work camper, you should subscribe. And ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you'll get a notification every time I post a new story. You don't want to miss one. Last week, I updated our update from 3 weeks ago. I talked a little bit about our second of 3 camper projects, gate guard slowdown in the great state of Texas, and I talked about what work camper projects we're working on here at Millbridge Village Camp Resort. Now, if you missed last week's story and you'd like to see it, I'll leave a link right up there. This week, we're winterizing our camper for the winter in the great state of Pennsylvania. I'm talking about how to connect to a frost-free faucet, propane heat versus electric space heaters, condensation, propane selector, and I'm going to talk about the 12 days of Christmas live. I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. Jill and I, we ate at a casino for our Thanksgiving meal. It's a tradition. We've been doing this since we started full-time RVing. Our first year, we ate at Twin Arrows Mojave Casino Resort in Flagstaff, Arizona. Boy, that was a mouthful. Our second year, we ate at Diamond Jack's in Shreveport, Louisiana. And our third year, we ate right here in the great state of Pennsylvania at the Hollywood Casino in Grantville, Pennsylvania. And this year, we were really lucky at the tables. Steve won $100. Who cares? Now I have to figure out what I'm going to do with all of them. Winterizing the travel trailer. You know, Jill and I, we're here in Pennsylvania and it's going to get cold and we got to tighten this thing up. We got to get it winterized. I've already started the winterizing, but I don't think I'm going to get to my skirting for this video, so it's probably going to end up being the next video. But I do want to tell you about the things that we've done so far, so hang on. First, I winterized our water supply. I didn't have enough heated hose to reach our frost-free faucet. I only had 25 foot and I was short by about 10, so I had to improvise. I took 10 foot of 3/4 inch poly tube, wrapped it in heat tape, wrapped it in foam, and I made a heated hose. A DIY heated hose. I think I'm gonna patent it and I'm gonna call it a heated hose, and maybe I'll cover it in blue vinyl. If you pull into a campground and they have frost-free faucets, you can connect to it. But if it falls below freezing, you must disconnect, turn the water off, even if you have a heated hose. Otherwise, the frost-free faucet will freeze unless the frost-free faucet has been winterized. I'll show you how I do that. First, I wrap the frost-free faucet with heat tape from the top all the way down to the ground level. Is my hair okay? And then I wrap it in pipe insulation foam. And then I tape it up real good with black tape. Really good with black tape. More black tape. I forgot one important part. Then I installed my water filter. And I wrapped heat tape from the water filter down across my poly hose all the way down to my heated hose, my blue vinyl heated hose. And I had to use 2 heat strips on the poly hose because I didn't have one long enough to wrap the whole thing. Then I put 1 inch diameter pipe insulated foam over my heat tape and my hose all the way down from the faucet all the way to the heated hose. And I use lots of tape to tape it up. I want to keep all the water out. Tape it up real good. You want to keep the snow and the moisture out. So I used duct tape. Then I'm going to top it off with a bucket. It keeps the rain and the snow off the heat controllers. Make sure you check your heat tape controllers from time to time. Make sure the light's on, otherwise the heat tape's not going to work. Do it at night, you can see it really good. I also have 2 more up under the camper that I check. Actually, I got 3 more under the camper that I check. I got heat tape everywhere. Heat it up. When we work camped at Riverview RV Park, Lake Ozark, Missouri, we had a propane filling station. So one of our duties was to pump propane during regular working hours. Not late at night, not early in the morning. And when we were there, it was January, February, and March. It was cold. And we pumped a lot of propane. Don't let this happen to you. Good evening. We ran out of propane. I am so sorry. Then they'd give you that sad, cold look. You know it's after hours. Of course, I filled their propane tanks. I wouldn't let anybody go cold. This is what I do to keep from running out of propane. I go out to my tank, I turn one tank off. I open one tank. I put the selector on the open tank. And then I go inside and I cook my food, heat my stuff, heat my camper, and I heat my hot water. And when I run out of propane, I go out, I close the one I just emptied, I open up the other one because I know it's full, and I move the selector valve over and I don't run out. Then I take that tank to the store and I fill it up right away so I have my backup ready. Now here's what you don't want to do. Open up both valves and put your selector on one or the other, because what'll happen is you will use one and it'll automatically switch to the other and you'll use both. So all of a sudden you'll go, I don't have any propane. You'll be in a bind. You'll have to go bug the camp host, get out of your pajamas and put on some clothes and go to the store and get it filled. Me, myself, I forget. I like to do it the way I do it and I don't run out. I'm a little inconvenienced when it's cold at night and I got to go out and open up that valve, but I know I have propane. So that's the way I do it. I'm just saying. For our off-season deal, we have a 100-pound tank right outside our camper. The propane guy showed up. He tied the supply line into our propane system and filled up our tank, and now we're good to go. I have my 230 pounds ready to go in reserve. My gray water valve froze. I didn't skirt fast enough. It was in the 20s last night, and I got up this morning and I went out and I was going to drain the gray water. Well, my gray water valve is frozen, so I'm going to have to change up a little bit. I had anticipated skirting the whole camper, but I was waiting a little bit. Don't know why. It got cold on me quicker than I thought it would. Anyway, so I gotta fix this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, my gray water valve, it's frozen. It's frozen solid. So I wrapped the gray water valve with heat tape, put some insulation duct on it, and that did the trick. Well, that's a temporary fix. I just wanted to get the valve open so I could drain the gray water. I let it heat up a little bit and it drained good. Well, we have been dealing with quite a bit of condensation on the windows, a little bit in the closets, the headboard right there by the bed, in our bathroom. One of our cabinets is, it just gets a little damp. So I've been chasing water a good bit. So every day or every other day I go around and I wipe out all the window sills and in behind the headboard, and I move some clothes forward in the closets and do all that. So we've been working with it. It's a pain in the rump, but we've been doing okay. I've just been staying on top of it, wiping it up. Now I ordered some desiccant bags, and I'm going to try those and see if they work when they come in. I haven't come in yet, but when they come in, I'm going to give them a try, and I'll let you know how it worked out. I hope it does something, because I'm tired of wiping up water. Do you leave your gray water valve open or closed after you drain it? I leave my gray water valve open, except right before I drain my black water, I close my gray water valve and let a little water build up, so I'll have something that I can flush the black water after I've drained it. However, in the winter, you got to be careful that your gray water don't freeze over. You run a little water out and it's sitting there, it'll freeze. And then the next time you run a little water, that'll freeze. Sort of the snowball effect. And over time, you could have a big iceberg up in there and the whole thing will be froze over. So keep that in mind if you're going to leave your gray water open. I'm still tossing around a plan for my outdoor kitchen sink and my outdoor shower. Both of them I'm concerned because they're on the outside of the camper. I'm not quite sure how to winterize those, but I got a couple ideas. Listen to Steve, he'll tell you the story. I'm not completely sure what I'm going to do with the exterior shower. It's only protected by this little piece of plastic. I think I'm going to take some of the insulating foam board and cut out a piece and put it over here just to protect the outside shower head during the winter when it's going to be cold, right? So also the outside kitchen sink. I'm a little worried about that. So, you know, there's a big door here, but it's still exposed. So I think I'm going to take some foam board and make something to cover that as well. And I think that'll hook me up. I'm really not using the sink, so hopefully keep all that stuff from freezing up. I was going to have this video all-inclusive and include the skirting of the camper. The weather and the video ran a little long, so I didn't get to it. I didn't get it done, so I'm going to push that off until next week. So we'll have another part about skirting the camper. Maybe some other stuff too, I don't know. 12 Days of Christmas, live, 12/23 at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go live and we're going to talk about the 12 Days of Christmas. Let me explain. Okay, I'm going to read this so I don't screw it up, so bear with me. For 12 days starting 12/9, I will share a video daily about the 12 days of Christmas. I will be looking for your comments and your suggestions. The first video is about the first day of Christmas my true love gave to me, and I want you to tell me what that is. Gave me what? Keep it camping, camper, or workamper related. For example, on the first day of Christmas my true love gave to me an RV in a campground. On the second day of Christmas my true love gave to me Steve and Jill Turtle and an RV in a campground. You get the idea. The daily videos will end on 12/20 and I will go live 12/23 and sing the 12 days of Christmas using your suggestions. Obviously, I can't use all the comments. I will pick those that best fit the song. It will be fun. If your comments are used in the song, you'll be entered in a giveaway. If your name is selected during the giveaway on 12/23, you'll get something special from Santa Claus. Don't forget, the 9th is this coming Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for everyone that is in some time zone, not the twilight zone. Well, that's my story for the week. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, click like down below and smash that subscribe button if you'd like to hear more stories like this one. New stories every week on Wednesday, right here on this YouTube channel. Until later, thanks for your time. Bye. You could do it.